Hello, welcome back to my channel. So you join me today at York National Railway Museum, where I've not been here in a long time. Like the last time I came here was when I was very young, and I've been here quite a few times. You know, it's like a strong part of my childhood, this museum. But you know, like I've not done a video on this channel in a while. I mean, this isn't really sort of video that the type of videos that I do. But so I haven't used this channel in a long time, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to start making videos again. I'm going to the Keighley Valley Railway Diesel Gala next weekend, and I'm going to be doing some content at that. But I am currently at the National Railway Museum. If we go around here, we have Mallard behind me, as well as around here they have the big Chinese loco that's currently getting done up, as well as Dutch of the Hamilton at the side of that. But I'm here with my girlfriend, but she's currently sat in the cafe bit. She's having, you know, some food and that, so I thought while she's doing that, I'm going to go around, get some content, and yeah, just going to walk around and film the whole day here. But I've already had a little wander around, you know, but so I got here like probably a couple hours ago, but I thought I'd go around, get some videos, and yeah, let's start off with this. This is number 4468. This is the world's fastest steam engine, so top speed of I believe 126 mile an hour. Now if we go over to the board here, I'm going to see if I'm right there. As far as I know, it's 126 mile an hour. Let me just turn my camera around and show you this. So as you can see there, see, it says on the 3rd of July 1938, I believe that says 38, this locomotive attained a world speed record for steam traction of 126 miles an hour. Which, if you think about it, 126 miles an hour for a steam locomotive is quite, like, that is quite quick. Like, you know, for a steam locomotive, like, of its time, like, that is incredibly quick. Like, there's been nothing since that's beaten it either. Like, nobody has managed to beat its record. You know, it still stands to this day. But if we're looking here, this is the locomotive's cab, where you can see, I believe, that there is the regulator, that there is the whistle, I believe that there is the brake, I believe the vacuum brake, I believe. Might be wrong there, but yeah, it does look very nice, like all the brass sort of like piping and everything. It really does look good. It's absolutely stunning. Like, just imagine, you know, being behind, like, you know, being in control of one of these locomotives. Like, it really must be spectacular. Like, especially going along, you know, in there at 126 mile an hour, you know, going along the main line. Like, just imagine how incredible that must have been. Like, yeah, it's an absolutely stunning locomotive though. Like, what I like most about this locomotive is definitely the colour. But yeah, see there, London North Eastern Railway at number 1870, Doncaster, 1938 is when it was built. Yeah. This as well, this is all hand painted. It's so impressive. Like, just the work that's gone into this to make this look the way it does. Like, big red wheels, the red wheels, the blue paintwork, and the gold on the nameplate as well. Like, look at that. It's just, you know, really is something else. Absolutely stunning locomotive. Yeah. So just here we have EM1 number 26020, which was built in 1951. It's an electric locomotive. Very nice colour, but it's quite a nice livery, that. Like, British Railways black. So I just had to stop the video then, because I had a little child walk straight into the video. But, yeah, this was built in 1951 in Gorton, I believe that's it. See, Gorton. I believe this was number 1027 ever made in 1951. Some brief history on this locomotive here. So it says, the 1950s electric locomotives replaced steam engines on the Sheffield to Manchester line, cutting journey times in half for the heavy coal trains that used it. Electric locomotives are also improved. Electric locomotives also improved life for the train crews who used to dread the route's Woodhead Tunnel. In the poorly ventilated 3-mile tunnel, fumes from steam locomotives could suffocate crew members. As these improvements were a long time coming, the first of these engines was built in 1941, designed by Sir Nigel Gresley. However, World War II delayed construction of electric wires for the line, and the work wasn't finished until 1955. In the meantime, the prototype was lent to the war-damaged Dutch Railways in 1947. They nicknamed it Tommy in honour of British soldiers. But yeah. So I didn't actually know that. I thought electric engines came out a lot, came a lot later. I would have said 60s, maybe 70s. I didn't know that they were making them at the same time as steam locomotives. Because, so the last ever steam locomotive that was ever produced is actually standing very near me. But we'll get to that, which is Evening Star. And it is literally just behind that locomotive there. But yeah, so that locomotive I believe was built in 1960, and that's a steam locomotive, and so it's quite interesting to say that they were building steam locomotives at the same time as building this electric locomotive, which I find that quite interesting, really. As we go around here, I believe we've got I believe it's a school class, which is 30925 Cheltenham, just behind me there, look. But yeah, I'm gonna give you a little walk around of this now. So it's in like British Railways green, but I don't think there's many of these about, anymore. I know there's one on the North Yorkshire Moors Railway, but I don't know if there's really any other surviving members of its class. Yeah. So if anyone knows about the history of, what's left of these locomotives, because I know there's one on the North Yorkshire Moors Railway, and then there's obviously one here as well, but I don't know if there's any more. But behind me here, we've got two locomotives that are probably my favourite here. We've got Class 47, Prince William, and then if I go down here, we have Evening Star, as well as an absolutely amazing Class 20. Class 20 is my favourite diesel locomotive of all time. They get the nickname called choppers. They sound a bit like helicopters. Sort of got like sort of noise a bit, like a sort of whistling, and yeah, when you hear them, they sort of sound like helicopters, but they do look absolutely incredible. I really like them. But yeah, I believe that might be a Royal train. That I think that is a slight giveaway, and obviously it being named Prince William as well. But I don't know much about that loco, so I'm going to have a look and find out. But for now, if I can get through here, which I don't know if I can actually. Oh, I can climb over that little ledge there. Get to this Class 20. Look at that. So it's in British Railways green with the grey tops, and so it's quite an early livery, really, this. But so I wonder when this was built. This was built 1957. But they actually have, so these, they can be controlled, so either way, which obviously that's like most diesel locomotives, but most of them have, two different cabs, like different ends, whereas these, they have they have two sets of controls. So there's a set of controls going, like that way, and then a set of controls going the other way. So, you know, if you want to switch round, you don't have to go all the way out and go into the other cab. You just literally just turn around and just use the other set of controls. But it is such an incredible looking locomotive though. Like I was saying, the Japanese, they're absolutely like well ahead of the time. Like, you know, all the trains that they have in Japan are just so much more futuristic compared to like what we have over here. Like, you know, like it says here this, in 1964, it says the journey time from Tokyo to Osaka was reduced from just over 3 hours in 1964 to 2 hours and 22 minutes. But yeah, it said this was built in, I believe, 1976. Well, yeah. Should we have a look inside? I think we should. So there we have it. So, as you can see, very nice in there. Like, you can imagine, you know, being on one of them must have been a nice journey. Like, you know, me and my girlfriend earlier on, we went in and sat down in there, and the seats are just absolutely incredible. Like, the seats are really, really comfortable. But we're gonna walk around here, and then, so right behind me we have Evening Star. Just there, look. Oh, can't get it in camera. There we go. Couldn't get it in shot then. Maybe if I turn my camera around, it will help. Now I can't remember if I've already spoke about this locomotive. I don't think I have. I briefly did, I believe. But so yeah, number 92220, and this was, I believe this was the last ever steam locomotive ever produced. And you just see size, like, of the wheels. Like, look at it, look, it's me next to the wheels. And now I'm not a tall person, I am 5'1" to be exact. So, you know, I'm not a tall person, but like, look at me next to these wheels. It's absolutely enormous. So yeah, as you can see there, the last steam locomotive for British Railways named at Swindon, March 18th, 1960, by KWC Grandier, or member of the British Transport Commission. Yeah, it was built in Swindon in 1960. Evening Star. So if I go around here, this is where it gets a little bit busier, but so anyway, as I was saying, see, the video ended up ending itself because I ran out of storage on my phone, so I think I've sorted that out briefly so I can carry on doing a bit more filming. But as I was saying, you know, what is in front of me now is 6229 Duchess of Hamilton, which is probably one of my favourite locomotives here. Absolutely stunning. I think it's definitely my favourite locomotive of all time. Like, definitely favourite steam locomotive of all time, because it's just absolutely beautiful. But if I just wait for people to just sort of just, you know, have a look round and that, and then I'll try and get a video of it. But it is quite busy at the moment, so I'm going to see if maybe I can go around the other side. So yeah, this is the Duchess of Hamilton, as you can see there. But this is definitely, I think, one of the best looking steam locomotives ever made. Like, just absolutely everything about it is just absolutely amazing. Like, these are definitely my favourite part of the engine. Like, look at that. Like, it's that streamlined. Like, you know, even the lights on it, even the lights have been streamlined. Like, they put that much thought into streamline it. You know, they've even done the lights. It's just incredible. But just, you know, the paintwork and the lining on it is just beautiful. It's just really nice. But definitely favourite steam locomotive of all time. Definitely the best looking one here. But yeah, once again, look at the size of these wheels. Like, look at me compared to these wheels. Like, as you can see, look at the size of the wheels compared to, you know, me. Like, but yeah, it's just absolutely massive, isn't it? Like, in fact, this one's even bigger. Just there is where the top of that wheel is. That's even bigger. Yeah, you can see into the cab better on this one. But like I said, you know, with look all the brass piping, it looks absolutely amazing. But yeah, really nice. So this is quite an interesting one. So this was built in 1905. Well, actually, see it says there, Boston Lodge rebuilt in 1905. I don't know if that means it was rebuilt in 1905 or if it was actually built. See, yeah, it says 1885 here. Look. Wow. But yeah. So this can actually be driven sort of similar in a way to the Class 20 because it's dual control. As you can see, you can go either way. You know, that's quite interesting. You just go around here. It's got two names as well, as it says Livingston Thompson there, and then the other name is Fairley's Payton. Oh, I think I've said that right. So yeah, 1885, Festiniog Railway. Well yeah, it's definitely different. Something else quite interesting. Look at that. It's been split in two. It's been cut in half. It's quite good because you can see exactly how it works. Obviously, I believe, you know, like your coal goes in there, that's where your fire would be, and then that rises, which then heats the boiler, you know, heats the water in the boiler. It's very intricate. Like, just look at all that, look at all the piping. Just all the intricate design on it like that. It's really... I won't want to be the person who has to work on that. Got tickets for the miniature railway. She's just there, look. Gonna go have a ride on it. Through a tunnel, I think. Oh no, we're not. So I made it into the station hall, and got this in front of me. Gladstone, number 214. So this is a very nice looking locomotive. Like, look at that. So obviously this was a Royal train, I believe. So, you know, it certainly looks the part, and you know that's why it looks the part. Because it was used for pulling, you know, the King and Queen, but. It's absolutely stunning that though. Like, this is quite interesting on the front of it. There's a lot of detail in that. Look at the amount of detail there. Wow. Yeah. It's absolutely amazing. Right, really nice colour as well. Yeah. Wow. Standing behind me right now, I'm not sure exactly on the class of this. I believe they call them crabs, and I'll get to that in a minute why I believe they call them that. But yeah, look at that. Look at the size of that. I believe the reason why they call these crabs, if that's the right name for them that I'm thinking of, is I believe because of like the shape. Sort of, if you look from the front, you can kind of see. You know, they kind of resemble a crab if you really, really put your mind to it. You know, you really think about it, then it looks like a crab. I think it's just these. I think it's these. You know, they look a bit like crab pinchers. I don't know. Am I thinking too much into it? Maybe. But yeah, this was built in 1926. The London Midland Scottish Railway. Built in Horwick. Yeah. 1926. This locomotive is exactly 100 years old, I believe. Never been the best at maths, to be honest. You know, maths is not my strong point, but yep, pretty sure I'm right. So if we just look in the cab of this, you know, very much like the others that I've shown, it's all just brass piping and everything. Though on this one, it's not quite as, you know, it looks a bit more worn, but it does look good. Like, compared to train cabs nowadays, you know, they're a lot more like basic and just more simpler. Whereas, you know, if you look at how everything was back then, like, it's a lot more complicated. You know, so you must have needed like a lot of skill to drive one of these. And as well, obviously, there'd be two people doing it. You know, you'd have a driver and then you'd have your fireman as well. But you know, your driver would be sat here, you know, driving the locomotive, and then you'd have your fireman that'd be just constantly shoveling, you know, and it's hard work. It's not easy. Whereas obviously you think about it now, like obviously nowadays, you know, like locomotives are not just driven by one person. It's just driven by the driver, and that's it. You know, there's not usually a fireman or anything like that. But you know, so it just shows just how much things have changed. But you know, the colour on this is really nice. So like that is a very nice colour. Now, those of you that have seen Harry Potter, this does look a lot like the Harry Potter train. It's not the same one, but it does look a lot like it. You see what I mean? Behind me now we have another red locomotive. Now, this is another one that I'm unsure of which class this locomotive is. But the number is 673. Haha. 667. No, we're not doing that. But yeah, I believe this is built for London Midland Scottish Railway, like the other locomotive was. As it says here, it says there, look, Midland. I'm guessing that's LMS, but it's absolutely stunning. Look. Wow. It really is like absolutely beautiful. Like, I think definitely, yeah, locomotives nowadays just don't have as much presence as they did back then. Like, look at that, how absolutely beautiful that is. Like, that is absolutely stunning. Whereas, you know, locomotives now just look basic and boring, you know? Like, they don't have the presence that they used to. You know, they don't quite give off the same presence, you know, like this does. Because that's absolutely incredible. Just really, really, really stands out. But it's quite sad, really, you know, when you think about how things have gone. Like, nowadays everything's just basic and boring, and you know, back then things had colour. Like, there was more colour back then, you know. Like, it's just absolutely stunning. But then if we go around here, we have a little green tank engine. I'm not sure what LSWR means. Now, what I'm gonna guess is it London Scottish Western Railway? Don't know. This is a class M7. Does it say what LSW stands for? London and South Western Railway. This is number 245. I'll turn my camera on now and show you. Number 245. Have a look at the cab. With a big red regulator there, look. That's it, that's the regulator. That's your forward and backwards, your reverser. So they're the main controls, so I'm guessing that's why they're painted red. But yeah, once again though, like, the colour on it is just absolutely incredible. Like, just stands out. But yeah, that's really nice, that. Though I do think I prefer that. The colour on that is a lot nicer. But I don't know, because I am quite a fan of that. I believe it's called, is it apple green, I believe they call it. At least I know when Flying Scotsman was in the same livery, it was called apple green. And that was a very, very similar sort of, if not the same sort of green. But yeah, definitely stands out. It definitely does. So just in front of me now, we've got one that I do know the class of. This is a class 87. And now this is a cool locomotive. I do like these. Look at that. So this one in particular is 87001. So it's actually, I think, probably the first one ever made. And it is called Stevenson. You see what it says on this little plaque here. Stevenson. Can't say that. Stevenson Bicentenary. 1803 to 2003. The Stevenson Locomotive Society. Yeah. Named by Porterbrook Leasing, Virgin Trains and the SLS. 2003. And it has a little, I say a little, it's definitely not little, but a Pullman carriage on it, look. That does look very nice. Looks like, I believe it's a Mark III Pullman carriage. Quite nice, that. Nice colour. Sort of almost matches this. So that's in British Railways blue though, that's slightly different. So I thought it did. It actually has two nameplates. So as you can see, on one side it says Stevenson and on the other side it says Royal Scot. And I thought that, because when I got around to the other side I was thinking that, I was like, oh, I swear it was red. So yeah, I'm not going mad, it does have two nameplates. Now there is a class 50 that's very similar, and it's got, but it says Dave on one side and then Rodney on the other. I was on that, I believe, last year, I think it was, when he went to the Keighley-Worth Valley Railway. 50021, I believe it is. But yeah, it's got two names. Yeah, that is a class 87. Don't know where you can see that was inside the cab. Probably see a bit better from that window a little bit. You can sort of see through there. Obviously these windows are very, you can't quite see through them. Yeah, they got the English electric sign there. Yeah. So just in front of me now, this here is one of the Mark III carriages from the Royal Train. We'll just have a look at the little plaque. This was the Queen Mother's Saloon. Wow. Huh. It says, yeah, in the 20th century, the royal family preferred rail for long distance journeys. This saloon was part of King George I'm not very good with Roman numerals, so I'm not quite sure what that is. And Queen Elizabeth, I believe that's the second Royal Train. Yeah, I am absolutely rubbish when it comes to Roman numerals, so I do apologise there. But yeah, like look at that. Got like a little observation bit in here. Like, you imagine it just being stood in there, especially like if this was on back at train. You know, you can see straight out through here, and you know it's just pretty cool. And as well, double doors, which is something that you probably wouldn't see on any other Mark III carriage. But yeah, you see in there, look. It's like almost, it's like a house. It's like a caravan on, I was going to say on wheels, like caravans don't have wheels, but you know, you've got the bed there. Just to think that the Queen Mother or the King, you know, probably slept in that. Like, mad. But yeah, and then round the other end, you'll another little observation bit. But yeah, double doors. Because yeah, most Mark 3s just have just single doors, you know. Obviously, because this was built for the royal family, obviously they get the privilege of having double doors. But, yeah, I've never seen one with double doors before. Isn't that interesting? And that's a bedroom, look. Wouldn't it have been amazing just to, you know, wake up, you know, with all that, especially when you're when you're on the tracks, like if you're going through somewhere, you know, with nice scenic views and that. I bet we're nice. Because yeah, you get a view everywhere. You can see it all about. That's really cool. I'd love to convert one of these in like a little house, you know, stay in it. Like, I'd quite happily live in one of these. I would. So that was the station hall, you know. Like, it's quite interesting there. I mean, my favourite bit is definitely the Great Hall where, you know, Mallard and Dutch Hamlet and all that noise. But that's definitely one of the most interesting parts because it's got all the royal trains and all the, you know, the stuff people come to see. But yeah, I think I've pretty much looked around everything now. I'm not totally sure. There is this little thing in front of me which I'm going to quickly show off, but I believe I've looked around everything. So, you know, me and my lass, we're going to go get an Uber, go into York, and we're going to do some shopping because, you know, I've done my bit, so it's now time for her to do her bit. But yeah, I think I've pretty much looked around. Let's quickly show you guys this and then I'll end the video. Yeah, just in front of me is this. I don't really know what this is actually. I think this just shows you, what is it? Yeah, it just shows you about like how tracks change, you know, due to different heat and stuff, I believe. Is it showing like how the track looks at different points of the year? So this will look different and change depending how warm it is and stuff. I don't know, I'm not sure. Or maybe it's just, no. I think maybe it's just like a easy track and it's just telling you about it. I don't know. But that's quite a cool little thing they've done though, isn't it? Yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, so that was the National Railway Museum. I hope you've enjoyed that video. Hopefully next weekend I should be doing, I'm going to try and get some content done over the weekend when I'm at the Worthville Railway Diesel Gala. So hopefully that should be the next video. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Hope you've enjoyed watching. Goodbye.